Hey geeks and gamers, where the fuck have I been? I haven't even been around. I've been busy doing work stuff. Haven't even worked on any videos really. It's been crazy. But I'm here to bring you a little video about a game. This video is just about one particular game. One game I've been playing recently. Now Atari is one of my all-time favorite game companies. They've made some really stellar games throughout the years, and give or take, they've been trying to make a comeback in recent years. They got that new console thing they've been working on. They've had collections come out, some of which I've talked about, like the Atari Flashbacks Volume 1. I did a review of that a long time ago. Well, not long, but it was like early last year with my good friend Teddy from Majority. And the Flashback Volume 3 comes out next Wednesday, I believe, November 14th. That's cool. So with all this Atari stuff flying around, Atari Flashbacks, Atari Portables, Atari this, Atari that, one of the things that came out of that is a sequel to a beloved arcade game. Tempest is one of my favorite arcade games of all time. Tempest is so much fun. It's just a really great vector graphic style shooter. It's like nothing else you've ever played before. And there have been many sequels of Tempest throughout the years on multiple consoles. Take, for example, Tempest X3 on the PS1. This is a great version of Tempest. But recently, Atari has released this boy. Tempest 4000 on the PS4. This is a physical version, and I believe this came out this year. I had been keeping an eye on it. It came out at $30, and I didn't buy it. I was waiting, and then it dropped down to 20, and I was like, maybe. Like, I want it, but, you know, maybe $20. And then I was at GameStop the other day, and it was $9. It had dropped to $9, and for $9, this game is a fucking steal. So if you're even remotely interested, this is a great price for this game. Pick it up, Tempest 4000, and I'm here just to bring you my thoughts on the game. Tempest 4000 is a bona fide sequel to Tempest. You can't really progress Tempest far beyond its original concept. You play on a little vector grid. It's like a 3D perspective, and you shoot downwards towards your enemies. With that said, what Tempest 4000 does is just take the original format, boost it up to 4000, and just add a shit ton of particle effects, a shit ton of style. This game is just, it's really unique looking. It reminds me a lot of Geometry Wars in a way. It just looks really nice, really clean while you're playing it, and even though sometimes it can get kind of messy with the effects, there's a certain rhythm to it and a certain way to go about playing the game that after you get used to it, it really synchronizes with the way you play the game, and it feels really nice. This game's hard. Starting out, you're probably going to die a lot, and you're still going to die a lot. There's like, I believe there's 100 levels total. I have not made it through all 100 levels, but I don't think that matters because, I mean, most of the game is just this. It's just Tempest blasting enemies and having a great time. Between the stages, there's this little flying through rings minigame. It took me a minute to really understand what the game wanted me to do with this. I didn't really explain it that well. But what you actually have to do is tilt your controller so your little thing is flying in the middle of the screen, and then you rack up points. I could do without this part of the game, but it's not something that really matters. You could obviously just ignore it because it's just like a 5-second thing that happens between stage transitions. That's all it is. I did enjoy the fact that a lot of the names for the stages are based on Atari, based on the history of Atari. One of the stages I noticed was Circus Atari, which is an Atari game. There was Video Olympics, which is an Atari game. One level was named Heavy Sixer, which is the name for the original 2600 unit, the Heavy Sixer. And there was even one that makes reference to the upcoming Atari box, or whatever the hell they're calling it now. Atari, I forget what the hell they're calling it now. Some kind of, whatever the new Atari console is, they call it a stage Atari box, which is, I thought was clever. There's all kinds of Atari references all throughout the names in this game, and as I keep going up, I keep finding new ones, and they just make me smile. Like I said, the style is almost hard to talk about. It's hard to comprehend until you play it. It's just because it looks like a lot is happening on screen, and a lot is happening on screen, but the game is still pretty basic. You want to shoot the enemies and collect the power-ups, and for each power-up you collect, you get a new ability. Like you get a jump ability, you get a little AI droid that'll go, like go around the stage and shoot the enemies for you. It's just the style of the game is just amped up to almost a ridiculous degree, but it's something that has to be commended. The game just looks really good, and say what you want about Atari's comeback or their collections that games have put out, or the little handhelds or home plug-in consoles or whatever. This is a good game. This is a damn good Tempest sequel. And it's kind of amazing that it even is this good. And I have to say, Atari, if you're going to make sequels to your properties, this is the way you should be doing it. This game is really good. Tempest 4000 is not a game you should skip. It's not a game you should pass up, even remotely. It is so much fun. It's such a good time. I could only hope that they would do sequels for other games like Yar's Revenge, like Centipede, Crystal Castles is one of my favorites. That'd be a great one to bring back. Tempest 4000, in concept, sounds crazy. Bringing back Tempest the arcade game in a modern age, with revamped visuals, it sounds crazy. It sounds like it would fall flat. But it's fucking great. This game reminds me of the Pac-Man Championship series, which I love. The Pac-Man Championship series. They revamped the original Pac-Man Maze style arcade games with so much new style and flair. That's what this reminds me of. And Atari, I want to see more. This is a phenomenal game. The only thing I wish this game had was multiplayer of some sort, like 2-player or something like that, co-op maybe, or versus player. I don't know, but it doesn't. They have there's leaderboards and stuff. You can rack up your points. That's fun, but I do wish this game had some kind of multiplayer. Tempest 4000 is highly recommended, and once again, this game's super cheap, dirt cheap, and I can only imagine it's going to drop more and more from here. There's a lot of cheap PS4 games you can buy used for under $10 that are really good, that I think people overlook. because of the stigma of cheap games. People want the new stuff. People want $60 games, the $70 games, games that are going to cost you an arm and a leg. When you can buy this for $9, and it's such an enjoyable experience. It's such a great game. Tempest 4000 is great. And once again, I would love to see some sort of revitalization of the other Atari arcade-style games, just like Tempest 4000. Will that happen? Who knows? Will I see a new Asteroids on the shelf next year? Probably not. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think that's going to happen, especially where Atari's making their new console. But also where they're making their new console, it could happen on their console. That would be a really neat thing. I know they were doing some other thing. I think it was Theme Park or something. I don't fucking know. I wasn't interested in it. But this I was interested in, and this is really good. So yeah, thanks for hanging in here. I will be back some point in the near future with some more content. Once again, I've been working like crazy, and outside of that, it's hard to find motivation for really making these kind of videos. But it does. I do kind of feel bad because I do kind of feel like I don't want to leave you guys too long without a new video, or I haven't even had time to really socialize with my other YouTube friends, or with Ash from Retro Rewind. I haven't even talked to him that much lately. I've just been working a lot. It's been crazy. It's coming near the holidays. I do manage a store. It's just a lot going on. But I do plan to return soon with some more Atari or Sega or whatever the hell you want me to do content, because I like doing this kind of content. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. That's all I got.
Hey geeks and gamers, TurboBot90013 here. Remember to subscribe to the Turbo Zone for more content. The Arcade Overlord, thank you. Stay retro. Turbo Zone.